I am ready.
Cool.
Oh, hey, I didn't see me there.
Oh, snap.
What's up?
What's up?
Hey.
Hey. I didn't see you there either. It's weird because, yeah.
And I didn't see you.
This is Southern California Comics Weekly Video Update. I'm Danny.
I'm Raph. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, Matt isn't here again. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
Surprise.
He's got his own thing. He's probably got his own video going on.
Probably. But if you hear any muffled sounds coming from behind us, believe me, it's someone else in the storage closet. So,
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about this week, bro?
I got a whole pile of comics.
Ooh. Shall we... Shall I begin?
Do you have a whole pile of comics too?
I got a pile of comics. I mean, I wouldn't say a whole, like 2% pile of comics, probably. Not quite skim, because I have more than one. But, do you want me to start and take a
I will
chance?
start, because I got all sorts of things to talk about.
Let's get it.
Alright, there's been a delay, or there had been a delay, because Forever Evil #7 is out. A whole big DC Comics bad guys fight other bad guys crossover. Whereas the Justice League, they're dead, we think. Crossover is done.
It's over.
We out. I've enjoyed this series. I don't know, it's bad guys fighting bad guys. So
Who's
like,
on it?
Huh?
Who's on it right now, guys?
Jeff Johns and David Finch. Pretty decent. Pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very much enticed by the idea of a book that fulfills its promises. And with all the superheroes dead and it being hot villain on villain action, something like Forever Evil, isn't it just fun to say?
Yeah.
And it's probably just as fun to read.
It's really one of the best titles that they've come up with for one of these crossovers.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely intriguing.
And it has a shocking final page. So if you're like all about what's going on in DC Comics continuity, this is your jam right here. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm gonna do two crossovers at once.
Go for it.
Original Sin #2 is out. This is pretty good series so far.
It's not the original Sin you're thinking of?
Yeah, someone killed the Watcher and took his eyeballs.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
That's serious business. It's got kind of a identity crisis thing going on. It's not as feel bad because like there's a scene in issue 1 where they fight like mindless ones, so you know it's still like goofy comic stuff.
Who's on that one?
Not too serious. Jason Aaron and Mike Deodato.
Ooh, I like Deodato's art. I know that's kind of controversial, but Jason Aaron is also a fantastic writer.
Yeah.
You may have remembered we shouted out Southern Bastards a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You should read this book. Daniel, should they read this book?
They should read this book. I like it.
You should read this book. And speaking of stuff you should read, let's start with the youngest writer that we have here in what's probably the best book written by committee, Axe Cop. The American Choppers. Yeah. So if you're a fan of motorcycles, then this isn't for you, probably. But it's Ethan, Nicole, and Malachi Nicole, who is, what, 8 now? 9, 15, 24?
8, 9.
How old is he now?
It doesn't say. It usually says on the cover.
It usually does. He's older than 6, but point is, they're still writing it the same way.
Yeah.
With,
little kid writes a story. His older brother draws it. His older adult brother draws it.
Right.
It makes sense of the story.
Exactly.
And it's hilarious.
It is. It's great. It's got a lot of the characters that have come in from the Axe Cop TV show, which is pretty solid, especially because it gets your Nick Offerman fix for the week because he plays Axe Cop there. It's a lot of fun. I mean, like all Axe Cop things, it's just like pure comics. It's from the mind of a kid. It's just tightened up a little bit by by Ethan Nicole. It's great. You should really be reading it. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of new #1s this week.
Yeah. So get in here.
Yeah. Ordinary #1 is out. It's a brand new comic book series from Rob Williams and Disraeli from Titan Comics. All British folk.
Is it anything but?
Oh, it's anything but ordinary, that is.
Like anything but? Or like anything but ordinary?
Like an anything bagel? What do you...
No, I said but and pinched my nose, meaning like but.
Oh. No, it's a fun romp. So the premise is, here's what happens when everyone on Earth gets superpowers. It's kind of like a fun comedy thing.
Sure.
Yeah, just a wacky romp from British people who are known for their wacky romps.
Yeah, it's if you like Faulty Towers, but imagine there's superpowers, except not at all like that. Then check out Ordinary. I happen to know that good friend of the shop, Nick Hanover, recommended it to me because there's a scene in which a bear chides a man for walking into him in the bathroom. So if that's your jam, which it's mine.
Yeah, a talking bear is featured prominently in Ordinary #1.
Yeah.
So you should check it out.
You should.
What you got?
Speaking of other things you should check out, this is one of my favorite books coming out right now.
Velvet.
Velvet #5, you cowards.
Whoa.
Just playing, I saw it from another podcast. This is by my mans in them, Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting. I was thinking about this on the way here to the undisclosed location, the bunker where the shop is.
Yeah.
And This is basically Mallory Archer's story if you take away all of the stupid son part. Like,
Oh man.
yeah, it's she even has a little skunk streak. It's pretty great, but yeah. So
Wow.
Velvet, our female Moneypenny on the run, she gets a little closer to finding out who assassinated her James Bond ex-boyfriend. See, what I love about this book is that each chapter is crucial. It feels like watching a really good British TV series. Like if you're into
Like Faulty Towers.
Yeah, like Faulty Towers, but like with way more spy game stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it very much reminds me of a good reference point is every British spy series, like the Sandbaggers or Spooks, if you're into that sort of
Right.
thing.
Yeah. MI5.
MI5.
Real good show.
Yeah, it's great. If you want to be bummed out by major character deaths, which I know we all do.
I do.
But yeah, there's plenty of violence, and more importantly, it's very empowering in the sense of like Velvet owns who she is. You know, she sometimes has to use her feminine wiles, but they don't make a big deal about it. No one calls her a whore or a slut, and you know she doesn't have to lament, or she doesn't even pull the opposite of the spectrum. She's not a comic book design porn star only made to have sex with other Velvet materials. I'm looking at you, what's his face, David Goyer. But you should read this
shots
book.
fired.
Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, but you should read this book though, for real.
Easy there, Waka.
Daniel, what else
New
did you
from
read?
Image Comics. I mean, MPH from Mark Miller and Duncan Fegredo. Continuing Mark Miller's hot streak of coming out with comics with amazing artists.
Yep.
This one's a little bit more down to earth than the other new Mark Miller Image Comics. It's about I believe it takes place in Detroit, the city,
Okay.
where Eminem is from.
Oh, the M&M or the
Yeah.
candy?
Oh, the rapping man.
The candy wrapper, got it.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a drug that gives people ability to run fast, and that's the premise. I'm sure it'll be a movie someday, but I mean, the stuff he's doing for Image is actually really good.
So I've
And
heard.
why would this be any different?
Yeah. I mean, you like this.
Never mind the fact that the title does not have any vowels in it, which is messing me up.
Nice. You like The Secret Service, Jupiter's Children, some of that other stuff. Read Mark Miller. Give him a break. The guy could use it. I mean, come
Starlight's
on.
great. Jupiter's Children's great.
Yeah, I mean, come on. The guy could use it, honestly. And whoever was on Twitter that said that they'd buy a Mark Miller comic if he just called it movie pitch, God bless, I'm with you. I understand. Shall we, or do you want to carry on? Okay.
It's your turn.
My last pick for this week is, of course, you wouldn't be surprised since I've been on the podcast before, Daredevil #3 by Mark Waid and Chris Samnee. So, just to go very lightly, not much of a spoiler.
I bet it's real good this month.
I bet it's fantastic.
I bet it's as consistent as it was every other month.
Listen to this guy, born
really
with
good.
quality. Yes. So our Daredevil, Mr. Murdoch, is currently living in San Francisco and adjusting to the squeaks and wheels. Now, let me tell you something. This book makes Leland Orser. No, that's not
Leland
him.
Owsley.
Thank you.
Leland Orser is the character actor of some note.
Who was in the movie Daredevil to make it a little harder
Was
on
he?
us. Yes, he was.
Does he play a good cop?
He plays Kingpin's henchman. But the
that's
point
right.
is, Leland Owsley is actually pretty BA in this one. And I mean, it's not really a spoiler. He's in San Francisco.
He's a bad apple.
He is. He really is. He's got a bad attitude, Baracus. But so yes, Daredevil is intertangled with a runaway vigilante in San Francisco, as well as Leland Owsley, and not no relation to Kate. And it's real good, guys. Chris Samnee's art is fantastic as always. I mean, it's pretty much a must pick up. It's great art. Mark Waid is the best ever. Mark, I see you, doggy. That's what I got.
Speaking of words, I have words to say about Duke #2.
Duke!
Number 2 of 5. Peter Milligan, David LaFuente. The Alreds are somewhat involved.
Hit him with the clever verb.
It's dope. The cover blurb is amazing because it is faster Shadow Cat Kill Kill. Oh my god.
Some of y'all be just the right age to get that.
Or have enough internet to know what that is. Some internet's not created equal.
Some internet is not created.
As we all know, Dupe is the green potato-shaped character from X-Force.
Not to be confused with this green potato-shaped
no.
character. Ay, Dios mío.
Ay. Yep, he goes on adventures because he's weird, and it
Yeah,
all happens.
awesome.
It all happens in the background of other X-Men things that are happening. Like, I didn't read Battle for the Atom,
I didn't either.
but like issue 1 takes place in the background of it. I'm like, what's going on? This is awesome. X-Men are fighting or something, but here's Dupe.
It's good to have Peter Milligan writing an X-Force character in 2014. That's what I'm about that
He's
life.
back and he's better than ever.
He is.
Dupe is great.
Speaking of stuff that's back and possibly better than ever.
Let's go to the next segment.
Yeah. to the future.
That's not the future, that's just over there.
Hey.
Hey, we're back, and we're here to talk about Future's End. As we all know, it's a weekly series. It's kind of like Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Coming out this weekend.
Yeah,
And
most definitely, as of right now.
Days of Future Past throwing kind of thing. Except that it doesn't... A person from the future, who is Batman Beyond, comes to not our present, but 5 years from our present. So...
Stuff's messed up.
Yeah,
man.
you kind of messed up, and you kind of get to see what's going on 5 years from now with all the new 52 characters. Like Green Arrow's got a beard instead of not having one, like we all remember. Yeah, crazy, right?
What a world!
So, that's not what I want to talk about.
Hit us with it. What you want to talk about?
In September,
Mm-hmm.
DC is coming out with a whole month of 3D cover one-shots, just like last year with the Villains Month stuff, right?
Yeah, y'all remember.
Yeah, y'all remember. Yeah, so we need you guys to come and tell us which ones you want.
There are so many. 60, I believe, is the number.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so please get your hands on these Future's End 3D one-shots. We need to know. They're going to be custom ordered just for you. Come on down to Southern California Comics, open the door, walk in, say hello, and say, I want some Future's End.
Yeah, and you're going to want to pick these up because they're related to, stop that, to what happens to your favorite characters 5 years from now. It's all jumping in. It's like, y'all remember Armageddon 2001, right? It wasn't made in 2001, but it's a similar thing. Like, that year they came out with annuals, part of the crossover, where it's like, hey, here's Superman as the president, here's what Batman's up to, here's what Justice League's up to in the year 2001. It was a long time ago.
Hey, do we have time for you to tell me this entire story arc?
Yeah, so Captain Atom is supposed to be the bad guy, but it turns out to be Dove from Hawk and Dove.
Whoa!
It's crazy, right? Yeah. It's not very good, and it's not even very well regarded, but DC's doing a similar thing, and...
But better, probably.
Yeah. A whole month of what's going on 5 years from now. And, yeah.
People like future stories.
Yeah.
Y'all like that Community episode with the darkest timeline? Imagine that with more cape and tights.
Yeah, but anyway, we order 2 months in advance for all comics, and we need you to come in and tell us which ones you want, because it's really complicated to order those, because they only make a certain amount.
Right, so please come on by, get your own copy, effectively,
yes.
And pick up some other stuff we talked about earlier while you're here. It's all good stuff. It's all got the Paul Anka guarantee.
Guarantee void in Tennessee.
Thank you.
Yeah, so come check out Future's End while you're at it.
Future's End, man.
Yeah,
come on in.
Weekly series.
To the past!
And, alright, that's it for us. We'll see you next week. And please, Future's End one-shots. Tell us which ones you want.
Select them, come on in, and we'll see you in the future. Zend.
1 week. Bye. Oh, what if I should turn off the camera? I got it. Never mind.
I'm stuck in the future. I can't. Can you get it?
And...